Yeah. I mean, the default position today of Americans about a trade deal with the UK is to be sort of mildly, moderately positive or optimistic. So, which is partly because there's still still a lot of Americans are in favor of free trade deals and that sort of thing, that kind of an arrangement. But also there's the affinity, that reservoir of goodwill towards the UK as a principal ally. Strong trading partner already, and so if you're going to pluck a country out and suggest it to American voters about who America might have a new trade deal with, you could do a lot worse. In fact, you would do worse in almost every case, other than the UK. The fact that the numbers in favor of such a would-be deal on off the chart reflects the fact that Americans are far more cynical about trade and trade deals probably than they were. And also you have this, there's been something of a flip among Americans when they look at trade, because it wasn't that many years, decades ago, where the opposition, which was always considerable to free trade deals, was very much on the political left. It was, the protectionist and pro-tariff. That was the labor unions and those politicians who represented them. And it was your sort of free market libertarian types and your big business types on the right who were in favor. And that's changed somewhat now because you have the populist rights of the Trump voters and others who are blue-collar voters across the board who are very skeptical of these deals. But you have your more now Democratic voting, but always well-educated, affluent whites who would now consider themselves probably liberals to some extent. They're very much for trade deals, and so much more internationalist perspective. So the composition of how we get those numbers is very different from what it would have been even 10 years ago, but especially 20 years ago. When we raise the possibility that the future of Northern Ireland might be a sticky point here, a real sort of hurdle to get, a challenge to overcome, then Americans are much more ambivalent. And what we see playing in there is the tremendous affinity that a good section of the American public has for Ireland broadly defined, which it's mainly Catholic Americans, obviously of Irish descent, who still have considerable political representation. The likes of Nancy Pelosi being the sort of modern contemporary epitome of that. And so, no question, some of those who would ordinarily support and tell us they would support a would-be trade deal with the UK, if they're concerned that Northern Ireland might, from their perspective, suffer as a result of what they would like the future of Northern Ireland to be, then that is a potential red flag for them. And so when we get to the nitty-gritty of such a trade deal, if Northern Ireland is very much part of the discussion, that is going to make it a much harder and heavier lift on the American side domestically in Congress to get anything through. No question about it.